Hello, this is Bug News, and today we're going to talk about Love and Marriage DC. If you haven't been keeping up, it's a lot been going on as far as, especially in the background, and as the show plays out. As you know, Jumpsuit Joy and Clifton appear allegedly to be in some type of disagreement with Jess Ashley. Of course, you know her friend along, Alicia, is agreeing with Jess Ashley, and then Winter is there too. There's a lot of things going on, but each individual or groups are, except for the petties who are Jumpsuit Joy and Clifton, are going on panels and saying certain things. I like to call it damage control. So a lot of people, they're not saying editing per se. They're just saying what wasn't shown. I don't know if you want to call it editing, but damage control is how people are looking on the show. So they got, allegedly Carmen looking like a cougar thought by hanging around Joy and Clifton's relationship in that aspect. And so Carmen went, she did her tour, gave her side of what was going on in the background and things like that, and what she was upset about. But I guess she was getting ahead of what we were going to see. So even she said that, it made her look like, but you just paraphrasing, it just made her look like she was after Clifton. And then, Clifton made it look like he just irresistible. And Conrad was upset that he didn't shut it down. I think it was the scene when they was at the wrestling match, and he could have shut it down, say, "Nah, that's not the case. It's just business," in that aspect. Then on the other side of this, you have Ashley, and Ashley on the show seems to always be up in somebody's face, in one aspect, but it appears she's consistent. So that's just, maybe you just have to know her when she goes to 10. That's just how she communicates. You ever work with somebody and it just seems like, they rough on your edge, but that's how they communicate. She's very proud, but she's very passionate. And I'm sure in the nighttime, Quicksilver is just enjoying all the passion in that aspect. But some people, just say she's going a little too far. In one sense, I think in one scene when it was Clifton and Ashley, many were saying they both were antagonizing each other. They know what to say to each other to get their feathers ruffled. A lot of people now calling Clifton Cliff Fiona, if I'm pronouncing that right, due to they say he the way he comes back at, I don't know, I guess just Ashley in that aspect. Now, some people say they're freezing the Duncans out. So in reality, where freezing a person out means you won't film with them, especially if you are a major role, if you're on the marquee. So they're going to film with you, film your stuff, but they may not film if you're on the sub tier. You may not get filmed. So you got to film somebody. So that's why people saying Winter is kind of like hanging on to Ashley in one aspect, and so she can get filmed and stay relevant, because I'm pretty sure Winter is getting appearance fees. She's singing and stuff, so the show is benefiting her in that aspect. Whereas the Tylers are saying that Winter sometimes just talks, but then wants to settle and then goes back to talking. This is causing a lot of problems for the Tylers. Now that Monique and Chris Samuels have departed from the show, people are saying that the Tylers are the premier couple on the show in that aspect, so they get a little more pull than the others in that in one sense of the word. The Tylers just a little upset with Ashley, like I said before, it just some of her antics. So now what is happening is each person is kind of like pulling out each other's, how can I say it, gossip on the streets and bringing it to the public, saying names and things like that in various interviews and platforms. But I will say that it is a smart move for Ashley and Winter to have a platform, because they can, you build up their YouTube following, and it's easier for, you do follow up the show, that you can still parlay into something else, because you have a foundation now, and you can grow from there. I have noticed that Ashley had tried to do other things before, and with Elisa, her friend along, but they didn't have the same popularity, it seems, as with Winter and her. I don't know if it's the oil and water or whatever, but like I said, Winter does have a fan base, and Ashley has a fan base, but I guess it was just enough. The two probably just mixed just enough that people get interest when they see them together. So, and they may have figured that out, and it's to their advantage. Now for Joy and Clifton, just not on the show, but on the thing, a lot of Jumpsuit Joy, they weren't responding to a lot of stuff. They're still not responding. So we don't know what the play is there, but or I can't even speculate what the play is. But what I have noticed is that Joy is getting a lot more singing engagements. Now, she was getting singing engagements before, but they were like the festival stuff. You know what I mean? Bowie Spring Festival, East Baltimore Festival. It's not city winery type stuff. So city wineries, I think, is like a venue, sort of like the Fillmore, and I guess we're saying this, in a lot of places. So you can get in that rotation. It's a different level than the festival stuff, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm seeing she's doing that. She's promoting herself more on her activities. They're doing like a little, what I call pop-up hosting, which I don't think they were doing before. So they, generate that money, put their money in their pocket. So that's appearance fees money. And it's not just in the DC or the DMV. She's in Philly. She's going to be in different places. So the show is benefiting them, and I guess they stand in line. So some people are saying they're making Ashley out to be the villain. Maybe it's just her turn to be the villain. That's just how reality TV is. But in a sense, it's what you give them, and that's how the villain is developed. So I don't know if you, for me, it was kind of like show structures. You have a beginning, an end, and a middle. But sometimes in the show, you also have a what do they call it, antagonist and protagonist, things like that. So in this case, you have a person that's the villain and causing trouble for the others. And that's just how our brains feed. So they're just serving how our brains feed. Okay, well, people like a good villain, and a woman on the edge, running up on people. Remember, it's not scripted, so she's running up on the people herself, and she's giving that documentation to the world. And then you have, woe is me people. Hey, we haven't done anything. Even if the petties are jealous, or said Ashley was jealous, and then you run up on them, you're giving them documentation to verify that you may be jealous. So I think Ashley may need a hug. So when they see her, maybe they should just give her a hug first, calm her down, reverse psychology. Most of them people have college degrees. I think I don't think Arena and Butcher, but the rest of them, I think all of them. Let me see. Let me think about this. So you got the Petty's. Joy used to be a school teacher. I think Clifton has a college degree. And Ashley, not Ashley. Well, we can give Butcher college. He was a police officer. He was like a lieutenant. So, so they know how to deal with people. And then I don't know about the Duncans in that aspect. So you give her a hug or calm her down first, and then you don't have to worry about her. So maybe that's all it is. In that to that level, but we'll see how this plays out. I think the background. I felt them doing all these interviews, these damage controls. Ironically, Carlos King didn't his interview with the Tigers when Ashley and Winter have since the show has started have been doing their live right after the show. So if I think the first time they did it, it didn't really it had people. The second time, it had people, got a lot of views. I mean, you get a lot of views. Like if you can shoot up to 5,000 views in 2 days, that's a lot of views. That's influence. And consistently do that. So whereas Carlos King, he might have more people at this point, but he went live. And he hadn't been going live for a while. I think he was sick or something. He had that other guy doing a lot of his interviews. So, with certain people. So, we're just watching this play out. We're going to make some other little short videos and comments about each standout feature that's been going on. What's your take on what's going on on the show in the background with Love and Marriage DC? Are they giving good TV, no matter how it looks, or are they just, it's just like a train wreck? TV on crack, and we the crackheads. This is Bug News. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.